Hello, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss another constraint of db2, which is unique. So what we are going to do in this session, firstly we will create one table with the help of one constraint unique, and then we will try some operation like insert operation over that file. So let me take the program in edit mode. So what we are doing here, firstly we are declaring one constant which is sql state underscore valid that we are going to use for validating our query. Now below to this, what we are doing, we are executing and setting the option commit equals to star none, because we want to implement all the changes in our file permanently. So I have added this commit equals to star none. Now we are creating the table using exec command, means exec sql, and table is create or replace table emppf, and the first column name is employee id, which is of type integer, and here we are using the constraint unique. Second column name is mp underscore name, employee name, type is character 30, and it is also assigned with one unique constraint, and then we are terminating the query. Fine, so it is just creating the table with two unique constraint. Now we will discuss what is unique constraint. So there are some rules for unique constraint as well. First one is unique constraint column will only accept the non-duplicate values. It means if you are trying to insert duplicate value, then it will give error. Let's say if I have already inserted employee ID as 50, then in next case if I again try to insert employee ID as 50, then it will give error. So this is the first rule, it will not accept any duplicate value. Second thing or second rule for unique is that like you can use it multiple times. If you want to implement unique keyword for multiple columns, you can do this, right? If you remember in previous session we discussed about the primary key. There we are not supposed to use multiple time primary key, but unique key or unique keyword we can use multiple time. Another one is that it will also allow us to accept the null values. So you can insert the null values into this table. If you are using unique column, then you can insert null value to it. Okay, so these are the some rules. Now what we are doing, once the table is created, we are checking for the SQL state. If it is SQL state underscore valid, then we will print the message table created successfully. Else if we will check for the SQL state 01567, which is for table created but not journaled, and then we are printing the message as in else condition. We are just showing the SQL state, because let's say if there is any other issue apart from these two scenario, then in that case we will just show the SQL state and give one message as query ended with an error, and then doing endif and star inlar equals to star on. Okay, so let's save this and compile this. I'm compiling it and calling it. So it gives the message table created but not journaled. Fine. So firstly I will show you the query by using select star from Sharmit1 / AMPPF. So you can see it is showing the blank data, right? Because as of now we have not inserted any data to it. So we will insert it using the query I have already used previously. So let me retrieve that query. Yes, this one. So here what we are doing, we are using insert into Sharmit1 / AMPPF, where Sharmit1 is my library name, AMPPF is my file name, and column we are specifying here is emp underscore id and emp underscore name. Values we are passing as 22, and let make it Sharmit only. Fine. So let's make the id also 20. So 20 and Sharmit we are going to insert. So everything is okay, because as of now we don't have any data. So I will hit enter and it will write the record. Record is inserted. Now if I hit, let's say if I change the name as Sharmit1, but I didn't change the employee ID, and if I hit enter again, then it will give error. Why? Because we are trying to insert duplicate value for the employee ID, which is not allowed. If I press F1 here, it is showing the message duplicate key value specified, and we have specified the unique keyword or unique constraint on this column, so it is not allowing us to insert duplicate value. So if I change this value to 21 and if I hit enter again, then it will accept it, because this value was not there in the file. Similarly, let's say this time we are going to change the employee ID but not the employee name. This is Sharmit one, but we have also used unique keyword here also, right? So if I hit enter, it will again give the error, duplicate key value specified. You can take F1 here, it will give a message because this value is now duplicated. So if I change this to Sharmit 2, it is accepted. Okay, so if I try to run the query, select star from Sharmit1/amppf. So you can see every data is unique. There is no redundancy in the data, right? If there is any other column and in which you want to allow duplicate records, then you can you are not supposed to use unique keyword there, because only specify unique there in for that column where you want to accept only unique values. Okay, fine. Now another thing we were discussing was the null. So if I try to insert a null value to this column, which is employee ID, then it will accept it, or it should accept it, because for unique we can pass the null values. So let me remove this column from here, and this time we are going to pass only the employee name, which should be our unique value. So let's make it 3. This time we are not passing employee ID, and hitting enter, so it is inserted. Now if I go and hit the query select star from Sharmit 1, then you can see it accepts the data also as a null value. Okay, so this is the benefit of using this unique constraint, because there we can insert the null values also. Now mostly people got confused between the difference of primary key and unique key. So let's make it very clear. Primary key. So primary key allow us to insert only unique value. Primary key is not allowing us to insert any null value, and in each table, for each table there should be only one primary key. It is not supposed to use multiple primary key on multiple columns. Okay, whereas if wherever like you are using primary key, it should be used only at one time for a table. Okay, now if we talk about the unique constraint, then there are also it is also allowing us to insert only unique value, but here in a table you can use unique keyword for multiple column as per your requirement. It is also allowing us to insert the null values. Okay, so these are the difference between primary key and unique key. Another thing, you are not supposed to use both the keywords on the same column. Why? Because primary key is saying that you can insert, you are not supposed to insert null value, but unique key is saying that you can insert the null value. So there is a conflict. So that's why we are not allowed to use both the constraint on the same column. Okay, so this is the difference between primary key and unique key. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.